Hello everybody, my name is Edson and welcome back to my E3 predictions coverage. If you guys missed out the last episode, then make sure you go and check it out. We covered the EA Play conference and we talked about all of the predictions that I think is going to happen, everything that's going to get announced and all of that good stuff in the last video. So make sure you go and check that out. Today we're going to be covering Bethesda. Now, Bethesda, they're sort of... This is going to be an interesting conference. This is the one that I'm most looking forward to. This is a bit of a redemption conference. They had a great conference last year. They announced Fallout 76. A lot of people were a little bit hesitant, but still hyped for it because of the online announcement and stuff like that. They also announced Starfield, the Elder Scrolls 6, and everything like that. And it was a great conference. It was probably one of the best Bethesda conferences of E3. I think probably was the best Bethesda conference in terms of the hype around the announcements. And then that very quickly fell down when Fallout 76 launched and the sales were down by about 70 to 80%. And they are still down to that much. And not many people enjoyed the game. The ones that did actually buy it didn't really enjoy it. And it was honestly a massive flop. It was a terrible game that not many people liked. And the people that do like it, it's sort of just the community is so small in comparison to old Fallout communities for different games that the fact that they thought it was going to be this online hub of just amazing Falloutness was just very short-lived. So this conference, they need to try and win back a lot of fans, myself included. Now, I'm going to try and keep my own personal thoughts of how Fallout and Bethesda fucked up that franchise. But I'm going to talk about the predictions of what I think is going to happen and everything like that. First off, I'm going to predict everyone's going to forgive and forget. I think it's going to happen. I think Bethesda are going to do something. They're going to say something. They're going to announce something. And people are just going to forget. I'm not going to try and do that. And I hope not many people do that either. I hope they remind them of the absolute fail that was Fallout 76. So, onto the conference. What is going to get announced? First off, we're going to have Elder Scrolls Online. You're going to get some updates. And Fallout 76, you're going to get some updates as well. They're going to talk about these. They're going to announce them. It's going to be interesting to see what they announce. Elder Scrolls Online, first off, that's just going to be, I don't know what they're going to announce, but they'll probably announce some sort of expansion type thing. Maybe they'll have like a free week or something, I don't know. There'll be something that'll be announced with that. They'll talk about it. They'll brush upon it. Everyone will love that. Fallout 76, the updates for that are going to be interesting. What are they going to announce? Are they going to admit that they were wrong? Are they going to admit that they kind of fucked up? Or are they going to try and double down and try and give us some more new content for the online, try and win some people back that way? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. They could launch a single player sort of like story campaign within the game to try and get people back. Maybe give it to people for free or something like that already own the game. And maybe give it and maybe make the game half price or something so people can still get the game. Maybe they add NPCs to the game. Maybe they have like a massive update to the game. Maybe there's something that's going to get announced with Fallout 76. I don't know what, but something big will get announced with it because they can't just like leave it as it is. I can just see something happening. I don't know what though. And it's going to be interesting to see what Bethesda actually do, whether they sort of admit that they're wrong, whether they own up to it. I predict that they probably will. It has to be Todd Howard that does it. I don't think anyone else can really do that. I think Todd Howard's the only one that people can actually probably forgive. So it'd do them right to get him to announce whatever changes they're going to make. And it'll be interesting to see what actually happens with that. Following that, you're going to have Doom Eternal, which you're going to have a further gameplay reveal and most likely a release date. You've already got some gameplay, but imagine more of that and probably an actual specific release date. So I'm looking forward to that. That looks fun for people that are interested in the Doom franchise and are loving that. Expect more of the same, but expect an actual proper release date this time. Then you'll have Elder Scrolls Blades, the mobile Elder Scrolls game which was due out last year, and also the Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game. You'll have a lot of talk about that. They'll probably maybe bundle that in with the Elder Scrolls Online stuff. They'll have like an Elder Scrolls segment in that sense. I'm not entirely sure how they'll structure it, but there'll be those games that will get talked about. And it's going to be interesting because the Elder Scrolls 6, Todd Howard's Todd Howard's recently said in a PAX interview that we need to be patient. So I would expect nothing, absolutely nothing for Elder Scrolls 6. And he's already sort of confirmed that. So that doubles down my theory of there's got to be something big for Fallout 76, because Elder Scrolls 6, one of the massive things from last year, they're not going to talk about. They're not going to show anything of, along with Starfield, the other massive announcement that they had last year. So Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 both are not going to get talked about in the Bethesda conference. So that leaves Doom Eternal, Elder Scrolls Blades, the Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game, the Elder Scrolls Online, and Fallout 76. So the big thing within that, the striking thing that they need to sort of like weigh their conference on there is Fallout 76, the massive flop from last year. That's gonna that's literally what their conference is resting on. What they can do with Fallout 76, what they're going to announce. So it has to be big. There has to be something big. There has to be something announced, because Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield, the two big surprises from last year's conference, are not going to be talked about. They may show like a further like 30-second longer teaser trailer or something. It's not going to be anything big. It's just going to be some cinematic sequence or something like that. And they'll probably just like show that this is coming next year with more like news or something. I don't know. And with surprises, what's going to actually happen? Like I said, Fallout 76, who knows? Like I said, it could be anything. Could be single player mode, could be some DLC with NPCs, could be anything. There's only one more surprise that I can think of that they can possibly do, and that is Dishonored 3. Dishonored 1 and 2, fairly well received. Dishonored 3, that could be something that they try and surprise everyone with at the end. That could be the big surprise that they lead with this year. I can't really think of any more surprises. Dishonored 3 is probably the only one, and like I say, the whole conference hinders on Fallout 76. So with the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield not there, you've got, like I say, the Elder Scrolls Online, the Elder Scrolls Blades, Elder Scrolls Legends, Doom Eternal, possibly a Dishonored 3, and then major, massive Fallout 76 news. It's not looking good for Bethesda. They haven't really got the beef that they had last year in the conference. They haven't got the new game, the new Fallout game. They haven't got the surprise announcement of the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. The success of this conference is heavily weighted on what they're actually going to announce with Fallout 76. So fingers crossed, hopefully they can win back some fans, including myself, and hopefully we do get a few more surprise announcements like Dishonored 3 and maybe even something else that nobody knows about yet. Who knows? I'm looking forward to it. Let me know if you think of anything that I haven't talked about in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of all of the announcements that may happen that I've talked about. And yeah, hopefully you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Bethesda conference is going to be an interesting one. Thanks for watching. Take care.